Hi there everyone, welcome back to Love British English. Today I've got a very fun lesson for you, a nice and easy one, I think. We're going to be looking at some informal British words and phrases. I've picked out a bunch of them and we'll go through them in categories to make it easy to follow. But I just want to say it's totally okay if you don't know any of these words or phrases. They might all be new to you. These terms are quite specific to British English and many of them are used across the UK and in and around the London area. Learning them from a textbook isn't very common, so don't worry if some of them are unfamiliar to you. The purpose of this lesson is to have fun. It's good to know these words in case you ever visit the UK, plan to live in the UK, or just chat to native speakers in general. Don't stress, just enjoy the process. Let's begin with emotions and feelings first. So, if you're feeling chuffed, you are very happy or pleased with something. For example, I was so chuffed to get the job. You can also say that you were chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. This adds emphasis and means that you were really, really happy. Chuffed. I was chuffed to bits. This is really common. However, if you're not feeling chuffed, you might be feeling gutted. Gutted. This means that you are disappointed with something. For example, I'm gutted it's raining today. I was planning to go for a walk in the park. Or maybe you didn't get the job. You might be feeling gutted. Next, you might be feeling rough. Rough. This means that you are either ill or just feeling bad in general. There might be several reasons for this. It could be that you're feeling rough after a long flight, or maybe you have a cold or a flu, so therefore you feel rough. Or maybe you've ran a marathon and your whole body is aching, so you could say that you feel rough. You can also say, I've had a rough night's sleep, meaning you had a bad sleep. So this can be used to describe your emotions and your feelings as well as something else, like a rough night or a rough journey or just a rough experience. They all mean bad. A bad experience, a bad journey, a bad night's sleep. The next one, to be wound up. To be wound up. If you're feeling wound up, you feel stressed or anxious, worried about something. Let's say that you have a meeting or an interview tomorrow. You could say, I'm really wound up about the meeting tomorrow. Or you're really wound up about the interview tomorrow. You're stressed, you're anxious, and you're worried. The next one is slightly more positive. If you are buzzing, you're buzzing. It means that you're excited or thrilled about something. Let's say that you're going to a concert tonight, okay? You're very excited about it. You could say, I'm absolutely buzzing about the concert tonight. I'm absolutely buzzing about the concert tonight. The next one is slightly more negative. If you're fuming about something, okay? It means that you are really angry about something. Let's say that somebody scratched your car, okay? You bought a brand new car and somebody has scratched it. You could say, I was fuming when I saw that scratch on my brand new car. I was fuming, okay? You were very, very angry. And I would be too. And to end this category on a positive note, if you are blown away by something, you're blown away. It means that you are amazed or deeply impressed by something. Remember that concert that you were buzzing to go to? Let's say that the performance was really incredible, okay? You could say, I was blown away by the performance. It was incredible. I was blown away by the performance. So those words capture a range of emotions from excitement to frustration and are commonly used in casual British conversations. Now let's look at some informal adjectives that you could use. First, if you say that something is naff, it means it's uncool, it's a little bit tacky, it's poor quality or just not very stylish. For example, that shirt is a bit naff, don't you think? Next, we have dodgy. Dodgy. If someone or something seems dodgy, it's suspicious or not trustworthy or maybe dishonest. For example, that guy looks dodgy. I wouldn't trust him. So he looks slightly dishonest. I wouldn't trust him. Next, we have shoddy. Shoddy. If something is shoddy, it's of poor quality or it's made using low quality materials. So let's say, for example, poor quality. You went to a restaurant and the service was terrible. You could say the service at that restaurant was shoddy, okay? It was of poor quality. We sometimes use the word rubbish as well. So we say the service was rubbish, okay? It was terrible. It was rubbish. And shoddy is used to talk about something that's made from low quality materials. Let's say you go to a shop and you buy something like a brand new phone, but the materials used to make that phone are of low quality. You can say the phone is a little bit shoddy. Next, we have the word shambles. Shambles. If something is shambles, it's a mess or it's badly organized. Let's say, for example, that you went on holiday and you used a travel agency and everything was just badly organized, from the flights to the transfers, the accommodation, and everything included. Everything was badly organized. It was total shambles. Then we have the word pucker. Pucker. This means excellent and good quality. For example, that was a pucker performance last night. It was a pucker performance. It was an excellent or great, good quality performance. And now let's look at some random common phrases that native speakers use. And the first one is quite unusual, and it's knees up. Knees up, or to have a knees up. What could that mean? Okay, it has nothing to do with your knees, I guess. It actually means a party. For example, we're having a knees up on Saturday. We're having a knees up on Saturday. It means we're having a party on Saturday. So I don't really know where this phrase comes from. Maybe it's something to do with dancing and like putting your knees up, possibly. I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of students get confused with this one and nobody can guess the meaning. But yeah, it means to have a party, to have a knees up. Next, head out. To head out. What does that mean? It means to leave, to go somewhere. Let's head out for a walk before it gets dark. Let's head out for a walk before it gets dark. Another slightly unusual phrase would be to bottle it. To bottle it. A lot of native speakers in and around the London area, especially East London, which is close to where I'm from, would omit the T sounds in the words bottle and it, and they would use a glottal stop. So it would sound more like bottle it instead of bottle it. And another way of saying this is to chicken out. Chicken out, another strange one. So this actually means to give up on something because you are too afraid to do it or to go ahead with it. For example, he was going to ask her out on a date, but then he bottled it. Okay, so he was too afraid and he gave up. Or let's say, for example, you want to do a skydive. So you get on the plane, you fly up to that required altitude, the doors open and you look down and you bottle it. You chicken out, okay? You can't do it, you're too afraid, so you give up. That means to bottle it. Next we have go easy. Go easy. This means either be gentle or treat someone in a gentle way. For example, go easy on him, he's just learning. And it can also mean to not take or use too much of something. For example, I had a big lunch, so I'll go easy on the dessert today, meaning I'm not going to eat too much dessert today. I'll go easy on the dessert. And lastly, we have to potter around. To potter around. So this is an informal phrase that means to just move about aimlessly, usually doing something small, like an insignificant task or an activity in a relaxed manner. It's often used to describe someone who is not in a rush and is just spending time doing things like tidying up, organizing, or simply passing the time. Something that I do a lot. I just potter around sometimes. For example, you might say, I spent the afternoon pottering around the house, which, yeah, I do a lot. Meaning you weren't doing anything particularly important or stressful, just casually occupying yourself with little tasks to pass the time. And that will be all for today. Let me know down in the comment section if you've learned something new today. If you've enjoyed the lesson, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.